And we're back to learning Inkscape, and this time I'm going to show you how to create a 3D multi-dimensional donut chart. Someone asked me how to do that, so it's just a variation of the one that we did before. We'll start with the same extension under render, the nice charts, to create our pie chart. Go to data first. If you're new to this menu, just check the description of this video. I've made a specific tutorial about it. Let me use 2, 4, 6 and 8 as values. It's simple. We can check the live preview. It's important to have the pie chart selected, and under labels and values I've created this text element. Under charts you can adjust the appearance of this pie chart. As I've said, check the description below if that's new to you. Let me click on apply. I'll keep the text elements with the values. That way we can refer to them later on if we need to. I've specifically used very simple values, but the process is the same even for complex ones. I'll select it all and size it up holding Control. Then I go to Path and Object to Path. The snapping is enabled and I use the ellipse tool in the center. I hold Control and Shift at the same time. And now I have to copy that 3 times to have 4 of these circles. So I press Ctrl D 3 times. Now I shift click on the red circle and the segments of the donut. And then I go to Path and Difference for each. So we can see the apples, that's the smallest one, it's the yellow segment. We need to make sure that these segments are in front. So make the bigger ones in the background. You can do that by rotating it. So select it all, click on it again with the cursor tool and then rotate it. Now we'll need to transform it. I'll just select it and without holding any keys, I'll resize that with the cursor tool. I'll press Ctrl D, drag a copy to the bottom, put it below in the stacking order with the top menu. And now we'll start with the first segment, which is the apples. Let us create a line here. Make sure that you hit the right spots. So snapping is enabled once more, and I use the Bezier tool for that. I'll copy the height up here. Let me type that in with the type tool. So this is our basic unit. I just copy pasted the number. So Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Also make sure that you've got in the drop down the same unit selected. So for me it's millimeters. Alright, let's get back to this segment. Extensions generate from Path and Interpolation. Exponent is 0.0. Interpolation method is 1 and the steps 40 should be enough. I'll apply that. If it shows you a warning message, just click on OK. It should still render it. Now we use the Bezier tool to create this shape. I'll select it all, hold Shift and click on the X to get rid of the stroke, and I give it the same color as I fill. You can press Shift Ctrl G to ungroup, or you can just go to Object and ungroup right here. Now only select the top part, give it a different color and put it on top in the stacking order, just like this. I'll press Ctrl G to group it again. Let us go to the bananas, which should be the green one, so the second biggest. I'll shift click on both elements and drag them to the right. We need our basic unit again, put it to the right position. And now we need to increase the height. So we know that we've got 4 bananas and we've had 2 apples for the basic unit. So it's 2 times. So we need to adjust the basic unit times 2. As I've said, it's millimeters. The unit is important. Drag this segment downwards until it snaps. And now we've got the correct size. Extensions generate from Path Interpolation. And again, we'll use the Bezier tool. Then select it all, hold shift and click on the X to get rid of the stroke, give it the same fill color. Once more shift Ctrl G to ungroup. Select the top part, give it a lighter color, put it to the top in a stacking order with the top menu. I'll select it all again, press Ctrl G to group it. So this is our bananas part, and it's 2 times as big as the apples part, which fits the values. So this is a general process that we need to use. I've used these simple values. If you've got more complex ones, you can just use simple math. Let me show you this for the apples. So we know that the strawberries is 3 times the apples. So we need to divide our line by 2 as it's set to the bananas, and then times 3. So always refer back to your basic unit, and that's the method that you can use even for more complex values to have the correct size. The rest is just repetition, so let me speed this video up a little bit. The PS, let us go over it again with the calculation. It's simple math. Get rid of the shades right here. Alright, our basic unit is set to strawberries, so divide by 3 to have it back to our basic unit for the apples. And we need 4 times the apples, as it's 8 and the apples were only 2. So times 4 in the top menu for the height. It's important to find the correct position, so don't get lost here. And again, interpolation, then use the Bezier tool as before. So now we've got all the elements and we can reposition that. The snapping is still enabled. Sometimes you have to adjust it with the stacking order. Use the top menu for that. Zoom a little bit in and out. You can hold Control and then use the mouse wheel to zoom. I need to put that one step below. You can size it up holding Control, but there's another detail that you can add. For the blue and the red segment, you can use the Bezier tool again and create yet another shade or another hue right here at these sides. I'll hold Shift to have both selected here. I'll hold Shift and click on the X to get rid of the stroke, and then I'll give it a different red hue. Let me reposition this node right here with the nodes tool. We don't have to do that for green and yellow as it's positioned or rotated in a position where we don't need it. But for the blue one we can add that as well. And this is a general process of creating this multi-dimensional 3D donut chart in Inkscape. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.